Residents of East Bengaluru, hear this out. In 10 locations near you, Shri Krishna Janmashtami 2024 will be celebrated by ISKCON Whitefield. Over 1 lakh devotees attended last year and more are expected this year. Over 10,000 people donated for the Archana, Annadan and other sevas. Residents over of East 3,000 kids participated in different kids competitions. Over 100 cultural performances took place. Shri Radha Krishna's Abhishekam was performed in all these locations with grand success this year. Over 1,000 bhoga preparations were cooked by the devotees and offered to the Lord. All the devotees were served delicious Krishna prasadam and also took part in many other activities. What are you waiting for? 26th August 2024 in Save the Day. Now join us for Grand Janmashtami Mahotsav 2024. A lot of kirtans, stage performances, Archana, Abhishekam, delicious heart, delicious prasadam, many fun activities and much many other activities. Don't forget to click the link or scan the QR code to book your seva to avoid last minute rush. Join us for Grand Janmashtami Mahotsav 2024.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. How are you all doing? And sorry for the small technical glitch. So I would like to welcome you all for yet another beautiful session of Krishna Ratri series. So like we always do, let's do a quick recap of what we heard yesterday. So yesterday we saw how the cowherd boys were totally absorbed in playing, and meanwhile the cows went grazing into a dense forest. Eventually they entered an area which was overgrown with sharp canes, and there was heat coming from a nearby forest fire, which made the cows very thirsty, and they cried out in distress. And then later on, after some time, the cowherd boys realized the cows are missing, and they felt repentant for neglecting them. So what we can learn from this is sometimes in life we become so absorbed in our daily activities, right? And we think that that's the end of life. So that is not what we should be thinking. We need to understand what's our final goal in our life. And even if we are in some kind of difficulties in life, we should learn how to rise above them. And we should try to understand what's the final goal and what's the final destination. We also heard the pastime of Indra, like Sabrish Prabhuji very nicely narrated yesterday, how Indra gets cursed and he becomes a pig. And he is so engrossed, enjoying with his piglets, with his wife. He thinks that this is my life and I'm enjoying eating stool. So this is how the illusory energy traps us. And it makes us believe that this is our actual life. But we all know what is our actual life, right? We are meant to be with Krishna and we are meant to serve him, right? And we are meant to live a blissful life with no anxiety, no tensions, right? And that's where we can find is in Vaikuntha, without any kuntha, without any tension. So how do we get to the stage is by chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, associating with devotees and hearing these nectarian pastimes of Lord Krishna of Vrindavan. Right? And also by attending festivals like Janmashtami, which is going to be very soon in 9 days. So we hope you all have registered for your sevas and you will be inviting all your friends, family members, neighbors and everyone for Janmashtami. So then we see how the cowherd boys finally trace the cows and hear them crying in distress as there is a big forest fire and then what the cowherd boys do is they pray to Lord Krishna for help. And then what Krishna tells them is, don't worry, just close your eyes and everything will be fine. And the cowherd boys, they have full faith in Krishna. They close their eyes and suddenly Krishna, he being the Supreme Lord, what he does is he swallows the entire forest fire and he saves his friends. And then his friends were again back to the forest where they were. Okay, and after this, Krishna and his friends, they all returned back home. And when they entered in Vraja, that is the village, uh, the gopis there, they were waiting for Lord Krishna, their kids, and they breathed a sigh of relief. They were very relieved that, oh, Krishna has come back. All the cowherd boys, they have come back home safely. So we see here, just like Krishna saved the cowherd boys from the blazing forest fire, similarly, Krishna saved the cowherd girls as well from the blazing fire of separation. Because the gopis were feeling that separation, oh, Krishna has not come back yet. When will Krishna come back? So Krishna saved the cowherd girls as well from the fire of separation. So we see this is how Krishna takes care of his devotee. So come what may be the situation, we should always have faith in Krishna and surrender to Krishna, and we should become his devotee. Then what will happen is Krishna will take care of his devotees. No matter whatever is the situation, Krishna will protect us. So Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, right? Do not fear, ma shucha. So we should not fear and always be a good devotee of Lord Krishna. So this is what we heard yesterday. So we'll move on to the next episode for today. So with us we have His Grace Dayalu Govind Prabhuji today, who will be the speaker. So a brief introduction about Prabhuji. So Prabhuji has graduated from Mumbai University in Computer Science in 2006. And currently Prabhuji is working as a software engineer in Cisco. And Prabhuji has been connected with ISKCON since last 25 years. And currently Prabhuji is serving at ISKCON Sarjapur and ISKCON Atibile as a Bhakti Vriksha servant leader. So we would like to welcome you, Prabhuji. Let's warmly welcome Prabhuji by chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. The floor is all yours, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for the introduction. And wow, so many devotees here. So it feels so nice being among the devotees to speak about Lord Krishna. So thank you for giving me the opportunity. I'd like to thank the senior Vaishnavas from ISKCON Whitefield too for giving me an opportunity to speak. And especially I'd like to thank His Grace Sadhu Prabhu. Truthfully, actually it was his session today, but Prabhuji is not well, so I took it up. And I'm doing it as a service to him. So please understand this, that if there is some mistake, please, that's all because of my doing. And if there is something that you'll understand or you like, it's all because of Sadhu Prabhu. So thank you once again, everyone. And we'll start with the Mangalacharan prayers. Om Madhyantinirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swaram Rupa Padamaham Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagajatam Sadhana Raghunathami Tam Tam Sajivam Sadavaitam Sadabhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sadhana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vatamsha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Krishnaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pachyat Deshatarini Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaurapishe Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagapati Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Takta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarobhyasya Kripa Sindhurya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukankaro Vivasari Paramananda Madhava Shri Chaitanya Hare Krishna, welcome everyone once again. Let me quickly share my PPT. So today we are going to discuss about a very, it will be a kind of different kind of topic today, isn't it? Because we have been hearing about pastimes of the Lord continuously, right? So today we are going to describe about the weather or the season of autumn. And this has been described in length by Sukhdev Goswami and Srila Prabhupada in this one full chapter of Krishna book, chapter number 20. Actually, we know this autumn season, right? This autumn season comes when the rainy season is ending and the winter is going to start. It's not started yet, but the rainy season is coming to an end. That's when the autumn starts. And Srila Prabhupada, in this chapter, he has given lots and lots of analogies, anecdotes, and lots of things to explain philosophical like points, right? So we'll have so there are too many points in this, so we'll be covering the most important points today, right? And we'll cover it with the acronym autumn. So each of this letter will try to understand it, right, separately. So let's start with the letter A. A stands for all attractive Krishna. So we have to understand this, right? At this point of time, Lord Balram, he has killed Pralambasur. Lord Krishna, he has devoured the forest fire. And this is the time when the rainy season has going to start. It's going to rain. And at this point, all the Vrajvasis, everyone is talking about all these activities of Krishna. So truthfully, for the Vrajvasis, Lord Krishna is a household name, right? It does not matter to them. Anything happens, it has to be Krishna. Everything has to be around Krishna. It is said actually that the gopis, right? They used to love Krishna more than even their own son, even their own kids. Actually, the gopis, they used to curse the sun. It's told by few of the acharyas. They said that gopis used to curse the sun. Why? Because they are saying that the sun comes up and Krishna, he goes to the forest, and we will not be able to see Krishna the whole day till that sun sets. And on the other end, the gopas, right, coward boys, they used to curse the moon. They used to say that, oh, this moon comes, right, then you have to come back home. You have to leave the association of Krishna, right? And why doesn't this moon go away quickly, right? Till the moon, it waits till the sun comes up, right? Why doesn't the moon go away quickly so that we can see Krishna quickly? So we have to understand this, right? All the activities of Krishna and Balram had become a household topics in Vrindavan. And this is actually explained in such a way that in India, so we had the scorching heat for April and May, right? We had seen that the situation had become so worse, we couldn't stay without an air cooler, and the air cooler were also out of stock at that point of time, right? At that point, this thunder and occasional lighting and rain is actually pleasurable to the people. Similarly, right? So we'll discuss every topic, every acronym we'll understand, and try to understand the learning that we can get. So we can understand here that if we are not having Krishna and Balram in our life, that's the reason we are suffering under the scorching heat of this Maya, right? The three modes of material nature, the three taps, right? We are suffering only because Krishna and Balram are not in our lives. Okay, so that's the understanding for the acronym, the letter A of this acronym, right? Now let's go to U. So all these things have been explained in depth by Srila Prabhupada in this chapter, right? Let's now U stands for unlimited sky. So what Srila Prabhupada he says, right, that this unlimited sky is compared to that of a supreme Brahman, and this tiny living entity is the part that is covered by this cloud. So we are talking about autumn, right? The rains, the clouds. We are talking about this. So how does this cloud affect a devotee's life? This is what is being explained by Srila Prabhupada here. So the way this tiny cloud, it is covering the, see, the cloud will never be able to cover the sun, right? When we say, right, we people, general people, what do we say? अरे सूरज ढक गया बादल से. The truth is, सूरज बादल से नहीं ढका, हम ढक गए है ना बादल से. We have been covered because sun is such a big entity, right? It cannot be covered by a cloud. So similarly, we are these entities. We are actually covered by these three modes of material nature, right? So what is the learning? So the learning here is, see, Lord Krishna is our eternal shelter. We have to understand that. So specifically in, oh, we are not able to hear properly. You can understand this specifically from the Govardhan Leela, right? In Govardhan Leela, what happened was Lord Krishna, he lifted the mountain of Govardhan. And all the Vrajvasis, they came under the protection of this Govardhan hill. Similarly, Krishna protected that, made sure that the rainwater also is not coming in. How did he do that? Balram, he came up as Anantashesh and he was protecting it from all the sides so that the rainwater does not come in. Similarly, we can see here, right? All of us, we are actually trying to take shelter, but we don't want to take shelter of Krishna. That's why we are struggling here. So all of us, we just have to do this one thing. So we have to move out of this cloud of this material nature, right? The three modes of material nature, and then we can actually see this unending sky, unlimited sky. So all of us, we have this unlimited potential within us if we understand our constitutional position. What is our constitutional position? Our constitutional position is that of as a servant of Krishna. We can understand this by a small example. Say, we have actually the elephant, right? When it is a baby, it is tied by a rope to one of the hooks, right? So since it's a baby, it is not able to break away the rope, right? Because it's small at that point. But then, when the elephant grows up to be a big giant elephant, even at that point of time, right, it's not able to break that rope. Why? Because the conditioning has become such that it thinks, it believes that I cannot break this rope. Similarly, for us, it is the case, right? We have been conditioned from lifetimes after lifetimes after lifetimes in these three modes of material nature that we think that this is everything. But only when we are in the association of devotees, that is when we'll be able to come out of this material nature, right? We'll be able to understand the supreme goal, the supreme truth, Krishna. Right? So this is the understanding from the letter U. I hope everyone is getting it. It's a bit philosophical, but that's the chapter for today. So let's take the letter T. This is the funny one. So tanker, right? So just think about it. Last the summer that was there in Bangalore, how much struggle was it for everyone, right, to get water? There are no tankers available. Water was not there. For so many people were going without water days, right? So, but think about this. Lord Krishna, he's giving water to every person, every location of this country, this world, right? So the example given here is the taxes collected by the government must be distributed to the people. Sorry, to the people again as educational work, public work, sanitation work, etc. Right? Similarly, the cloud exhausts themselves by distributing water all over the surface of the globe. But someone can come up and say, right, this is done by nature. Why are you giving credit to Krishna? Right? But Krishna again he says in Bhagavad Gita, Maya Dakshina Prakriti Suyate Sacharacharam Hetunanena Kaunteya Jagati Parivartate. This material nature is working under Lord Krishna's direction. He's saying that in Bhagavad Gita straight away. Right? So just think about it, right? One more point that is explained in this chapter is, so for 8 months the water keeps getting on accumulated. The sun, right, it pulls in the water from the different rivers, the oceans, and for 4 months it actually distributes this water. So how nicely Krishna has made this arrangement for everyone to get water at the right time. And even think about it, these water tankers that Lord Krishna has created, they are so safe. Just think about it, we have so many accidents with regards to water tankers, right? But Krishna's water tanker is such that it contains much more water than that, but even an aeroplane can go through that without having any issues. Right? So that is the beauty of Lord Krishna. Okay, so let's take the next alphabet, that is U, unlimited spiritual bliss. So again, in this chapter, it's given by poet Vidyapati. See, there are so many austerities and penances that people undertake, right? And when they undertake all these penances, they might get some material benefits out of it. But the problem is, all these material benefits, they are temporary and they will end it. So even if you get something amazing, right, it'll still be for this lifetime. Once your body is gone, all those benefits are also gone. Again, you start with ABCD in your next life, right? So similarly, but just if you give some services to the Lord, right, you will achieve unlimited bliss. And our Lord Krishna is such, right? Even if you do small services, He will accept it as a big service. So there is a very nice story of a mouse, right? This mouse, it was actually trying to eat some ghee. It used to go to a temple and it used to eat the ghee from the ghee wicks that was burned for the Lord Krishna, right? And whenever it used to eat that ghee and it used to run back, what one day what happened, that ghee, it was not able to control itself and it started eating a ghee from wick that was still burning. And that point of time, it's how do you say, the mustache caught fire and it started jumping around. And Lord Krishna, he accepted that offering as that the mouse is giving a deepa offering to him, and he got the benefits out of it. So we have to understand that, right? All these material activities and material gains that we are going to get, they are actually a drop compared to the benefits that we are going to get when by serving Krishna. Just look at the history, right? We had Hiranyakashipu and Prahlad Maharaj. Hiranyakashipu, he did penances for thousands and thousands of years, right, to get some material benefit, right? But at the same time, Prahlad Maharaj, what did he do? He just took the shelter of the Lord, and the material benefits that Hiranyakashipu had gained, he lost it immediately. But the benefits that Prahlad Maharaj got, it went for lifetimes after lifetime, right? He could go back to Godhead. There are so many examples, even Ravana and Vibhishana, right? Ravana, he was cutting off his head just to please Lord Shiva and to get the Lanka, the golden Lanka. He used to cut off his head and put it in the fire, right? And even after he got that golden Lanka, he lost it at the end. Vibhishana got that Lanka similarly, but by doing what? Just paying obeisances to the Lord. So we have to understand this, right? When we do devotional service, when we offer ourselves to the Lord, we get unlimited amount of bliss. So one more point that is discussed in this section is about the glowworms. See, during the rainy seasons, right, all these glowworms, they will come into effect, especially at a point when the sun and the moon are covered. Primary source of luminaries, sun and the moon, when they are covered, all these glowworms and these things will come into effect. Right? All these people, they are actually compared to atheists and miscreants. Right? People should not be following those kind of people. They should be following only the correct luminaries that come from the Guru Parampara system. That is like compared to the sun and the moon. Right? Now let's go to the next alphabet. So we have actually understood this, right? Our learning is in our materialistic way of life, which is just like a desert, we are hankering after an ocean of happiness. But in form of society, friends, and mundane love, we are getting no more than a drop of water. But at the other end, Lord Krishna, he says, Eko Bahunam Yo Vidadati Kaman. The Supreme Personality of Godhead maintains this creation. Therefore, he arranges for a supply of whatever is required for all living entities. This thing is again confirmed by Lord Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. He says that, right? Ananyas chintayanto mam ye jana paryupasate deshyam nityabhiyuktana yogakshema mahamya. Whatever you lack, I'll give. Whatever you have, I'll protect. That's the confirmation that Lord Krishna gives in Bhagavad Gita. Okay, let's go to the next alphabet. The next alphabet is M. M stands for margina. So what does it say? During the rainy season, all living entities in the land, sky and water become very much refreshed, exactly like one who engages in transcendental loving service of the Lord. So one can understand here, right? Why do we take bath in the morning? Once we take bath, we get refreshed, right? Till the point we take bath, we are actually kind of lazy, not like not wanting to do anything, right? Once we take the bath, we get completely refreshed. Similarly, one who is engaged in transcendental loving service of the Lord, right, he becomes completely refreshed. So the same example is given in by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the first shloka, Cheto Darpana Marjanam Bhava Maha Davagni Nirvapanam. Right? So now we can understand some more things here. Srila Prabhupada, he is actually explained in Krishna book in this chapter that look at the disciples of Srila Prabhupada. At the start, they were all unclean, right? They were hippies. They could have done everything that was actually given in the Shastras as not to be done, right? They have done everything. But once they came into association of a devotee, especially when they started hearing from the pure devotee of the Lord, their lives changed. They became pure. Their health also got better, right? So it is very important for us to hear from the pure devotees of the Lord, right? That's why the learning here is both by rising and by setting, the sun decreases the duration of life of everyone except one who utilizes the time by discussing topics of the all good personality of the God. So it's given here how much important the hearing is. And let's take the last letter, that is N, new venture. So this autumn means a new beginning, right? In the sense, the rain is coming to an end, right? The winter is going to start. Especially, we have to understand. Srila Prabhupada he explains, at least in the previous yugas, right? Three people they never used to go out in the rain. First one are the mercantile people, especially because they used to. Nobody means they might have losses during the rain, right? If they travel with their their stuff, right? And the second one is the kings, right? They didn't like to travel during the rain. And thirdly is the transcendental devotees. They also used to stay in one place. And especially we know this third part from the story of Narad Muni, where in his previous life he meets the Parivrajakacharyas who stayed at their place for 4 months and he was able to serve. And that is why Sri Narad Muni he became such a pure devotee of the Lord. So autumn means a new beginning, freedom from the engagement of the rainy season. So now this is how we actually understand the meaning of autumn, right? As soon as a devotee he gives up a body or after death, devotee goes to the planet of the Supreme Lord, Goloka Vrindavan, or one of the Vaikunthas, and thus enjoys his eternal spiritual life. So for a devotee, right, autumn brings in new, how do you say, new services. Especially Srila Prabhupada, he is explaining at the last paragraph of this chapter. He says that, see, for a devotee, whenever he gives up his body, he goes back home, back to his eternal abode, the spiritual world. So I was speaking to his Sadhu Sevan Prabhuji regarding this, and he was giving a very nice example. See, for a devotee, service never ends, right? Say, for example, you are serving, you are given a service of serving prasadam. Right? Today you got serving puri, service of serving puri. The next day again you get the service of prasadam. Now you get a opportunity to serve halwa. The next day you are not going to complain, right? Oh, I got puri yesterday. How am I getting to serve halwa today? Right? Similarly, for a devotee, right, death does not mean end. Death means just a change of service. So today they are doing one kind of devotional service, and tomorrow it will be a different kind of devotional service. So this is what autumn, this word, is explained in this chapter. Thank you very much, everyone. Hare Krishna.
Haribol. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for the wonderful class. And the acronym was very nice and very deep learning. So thank you so much. So let's chant one time Hare Krishna Maha Mantra for Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. So like you all know, all these pastimes and these stories are taken from Krishna book, which is part of Srimad Bhagavatam 10th canto. So like we every day listen the glories of Srimad Bhagavatam, let's also today hear for some time the glories of Srimad Bhagavatam, so it can purify us. So one who has felt satisfaction from this nectarian mellow will never be attracted to any other literature. So this is Srimad Bhagavatam. And just as the Ganga is the greatest of all rivers, Lord Achyuta, the supreme among deities, and Lord Shambhu, that is Lord Shiva, is the greatest of all the Vaishnavas. Similarly, Srimad Bhagavatam is the greatest of all the Puranas. Anyone who seriously tries to understand the Srimad Bhagavatam and who properly hears and chants it with devotion becomes completely liberated and receives the pure love of Lord Krishna. So what are we all waiting for? If you don't have your copy, please do get your copy of Srimad Bhagavatam at the nearest center from ISKCON, and you can even online it. You can order it online from gogita.in. And like we promised earlier, we have a beautiful video by one of the devotee. So devotee's name is Shruti Gupta Mataji. Mataji is a functional nutritional therapist, and Mataji cooks sattvic food. So we'll be sharing a short video. It's a very interesting video. It's about a recipe that we all can learn. So let's see. Very nice. Hari Bol. Such a simple recipe and so healthy, and you can offer it to Krishna. In fact, even the kids can prepare it. It is so simple, and we would really like to thank Shruti Mataji for sharing this simple but yet tasty and healthy laddu recipes. So you can offer it to Lord Krishna and then have it as a prasadam. So thank you everyone for joining. So like we have the quiz at the end. So please let's share the quiz link for everyone. So, okay, sorry. So before that, we also have this information. Like we all know, we'll be celebrating Shri Krishna Janmashtami at 10 different locations. So please do visit the location that is near to your house, and do invite your friends and your neighbors. And if you've not registered for any of the services, please do register soon. And like we see every year, so many devotees and so many visitors, they visit these centers, and there are a number of activities. Like we have Maha Abhishek, we have Maha Aarti, and we have graceful culturals, we have kids competition. So what are you all waiting for? If you've not registered yourself, please go ahead and register, and please spread the word and inform all your friends, relatives about this beautiful Shri Krishna Janmashtami that's going to be very soon. So thank you everyone. Hare Krishna. So let's share the quiz questions, and hope you all are ready for the quiz.
It's shared,
Yes.
Mataji.
Yes. So the link is here. So please start with the quiz. Please don't delay. You can start the quiz now. And let's also announce yesterday's winner. So yesterday's winner is Shrishtika Pradhan Mataji. Congratulations, Mataji. Let's chant Hari Bol for Mataji. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. So thank you everyone once again. And thank you for the opportunity. we all enjoyed these sessions. So keep joining in for these sessions. Hare Krishna.